Yeah, guys, I thought I'd do a quick video on split squats or split lunges, and I'm going to do it as quickly as possible. Just a wee 1 minute or 2 minute video, because I know how everyone likes these short videos on internet these days. So depending on how you stand, depending on how you angle your hips or your spine in the split squat, you can work different muscles. So usually the most sort of common way of doing a split squat is just getting into this position here, sort of split stance. Before we even start though, one of the main common things folk do incorrectly is that they don't engage their core and their glutes and end up hyperextending the lower back here. So gently, not aggressively, gently tuck your pelvis forward, just gently, bracing your abs and squeezing your glutes. So that when you come down, you've got a nice neutral spine or a nice neutral pelvis, okay? There should be a very slight natural lumbar curve at the bottom, obviously. So usually when folk do split squats, they just come up and down. The main things you need to remember is the weight should be going through, getting distributed evenly through the ball of your foot and the heel of the foot. One of the main mistakes folk make is that they come over like that, and all the weight is through the knee and through the front of the foot. So that's incorrect. That will put a lot of pressure on your quads, but also the front of your knee, around the patella and things like that. So you need to learn to sit back, sit the weight back, so that the weight is going through here, through the heel, through the glutes, through the hamstrings, through the quads, as well as the ball of the foot, and not just the toe. A lot of folk might even bring their heel off the floor, which is incorrect. So that's the first thing to consider when you're doing a traditional split squat or a split lunge. It's just to come up and down, okay, and make sure that the weight is going through the heel and the ball of the foot. The next thing is to make sure that the rear leg isn't too far back. If it's away far, if it's too far back, what you might find is that one, you're going to feel a strain in your quad here, it's uncomfortable, and two, as we mentioned previously, if this leg's really far back, the chances are you're going into lumbar hyperextension, so you're really hyperextending your lower back, which is undesirable. So if I switch legs so you can see it there. So make sure this leg isn't a bit too far back here, in case you're arching in here too much, okay? So you need to engage your glutes a wee bit more to make sure that pelvis stays nice and neutral, a nice natural curve and no more. And you'll know you're doing it right because you probably feel a mild stretch in your hip flexors. Incidentally, when you're doing a hip flexor stretch, this is a common hip flexor stretch position, that's something else to consider. A lot of folk lean far too far forward when they do this stretch, and they just keep leaning, they try and get more of a stretch by leaning further forward. But all they're actually doing is hyperextending the lower back. What you really need to do if you're doing this stretch is to concentrate and stay nice and upright and squeezing the glutes, and that will automatically increase the stretch in the hip flexor without you having to lean way forward here, okay? So just bear that in mind, that's a wee secondary tip there. Anyway, so back to the split squat lunge. So in order to isolate or bring in your hamstrings here and the glutes more in a split lunge or a split squat, you need to lean forward at the pelvis more, or the spine, sorry. So you need to tilt, you need to hip hinge basically, okay? So that should be your starting position here, as opposed to upright. So you should be leaning over it, and as you come down, you keep that nice diagonal. Okay, now it's key here that you still make sure though that the weight is on your heel. So the mistake folk make is if they lean forward here, again they end up putting all the weight through the toe, which is undesirable. So in both instances, in the traditional upright split squat and the other split squat, this sort of hip dominant one we want to call it, you need to make sure that the weight is still getting distributed through the heel and the ball of the foot, not just the front of the foot, okay? On this one in particular, going through your hips might be even better. Okay, pushing through the heel might be even better. Okay, then you come up, and then back down. And if you're doing this properly, you're leaning into it, make sure the weight's in your heel, you'll feel it right in at the hamstrings. Okay, so sorry that video went on way longer than I'd hoped. Okay guys, so here's just a basic example of it. So you're leaning into it, and you're coming down, okay, but you're maintaining, as you can see, you're maintaining a nice angle of the spine, okay. Right there, just holding that position, it's quite a good start point for a beginner. Making sure you can almost curl your toes up initially if you want to encourage it all the way through your heel, okay, and then just come up. Don't completely straighten your knee, just come up to it here, and then back down, okay. So coming up to it there, and then back down, you'll feel it a lot more. In fact, you might even be able to completely isolate the hamstring and the glute area, okay. So that's the movement there, as opposed to a normal split squat, which is that. So that's a normal split squat, just coming up and down, which will work the glutes and hammies, but more so the quads, particularly the vastus lateralis around here, at the side of the quad. But if you lean into it, lean forward, and then maintain it, keep a slight knee bend, you'll feel it a lot more in your glutes. Again, make sure this quad, you want to play about with the gap or the distance. If it's too far back, you're going to feel uncomfortable, okay? And you start through your quad stretch and you feel a wee bit of high extension in the lower back. So don't have too big a stance. Obviously that will depend on the individual. Some, if you're really flexible and you've got quite a strong core, it's not as much of an issue. I take quite a wide stance for this because I'm used to the exercise. So yeah, give it a go and see how you go on. That is the hip dominant split squat. We call that because it brings in the muscles of the hip more, the glutes mainly, okay, the top of the glutes. So, cheers.